Hello, my name is Lebga Juvet and you're welcome to the Spiritual Foundation channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about cryptocurrency and precisely what God told me regarding XRP. I believe that in this season, there is about to be a world shift like never before, and God is positioning people in order to be partakers of this shift. And it is of my desire that you who is watching should not miss it and should be part of it. After being introduced into cryptocurrency sometime around 2016, I began doing a lot of research on the underlying technology, which was the blockchain technology, or you could call it the distributed ledger technology. And I quickly realized that the technology was so phenomenal. In fact, it could only be compared to the wave of the internet and nothing else. And so I knew that by way of understanding, there is going to be an exponential growth in the entire industry. Nevertheless, I began thinking to myself that it is not possible for something of this magnitude to be happening, and God is not saying anything about it. Now, just because God wasn't speaking to me definitely doesn't mean that he wasn't saying anything about it. So I quickly went to the internet again and began to scout YouTube and also doing some Google search on Christian voices that maybe God had been using to speak about this. And amazingly, I didn't find any at the time. I couldn't find any at the time. So I just kept on praying and until God began speaking to me concerning the industry. Now, fast forward. Later on, I stumbled upon this video by a lady with a British accent on the channel Daily Bread, and they were in line with what God was saying to me. I also came across other men of God who are talking about this, like Prophet Manuel Johnson in the US, and I think is Prophet Robin Kellingham, something of that sort. But the channel is Fireside Grace Ministry or so. And I immediately thought to myself again, I said, if God is speaking to me about these things, then I think it is very important that I also get it out, because it might just be that particular voice that somebody needs to be convinced in order to get involved or get position, or perhaps it might be that voice that introduces somebody into it, somebody that God really wants the person to get involved, and so that is why I'm doing this video today. God has been speaking to me through dreams and through direct words concerning the industry, and particularly concerning XRP. And I've been spending time to pray about the industry and all of that. And some months back, I got a word from the Lord. One of those things that I got from the Lord is that on this day I just finished praying, which was a couple of months back, and I was about falling asleep. That's between that period where you're about falling asleep and you're a little bit awake. And I heard the words that XRP is going to hit $3,000. $3,000. Now, I know that there are other prophets that are saying amounts that are less and amounts that are higher. By the way, at the time I heard it, XRP was around 2 cents, and right now it's at about $1. So I believe that there's still much time for anyone to get on board. And like I was saying, there are a couple of prophets that are saying more or less. Some talking about 10,000, some talking about 100,000, and all of that. But for the sake of this video, I'm sticking to what God said to me. Remember, I'm only accountable for what I hear and not what another person hears. And I'm not saying that God didn't tell me that 3,000 was going to be the limit, and God didn't tell me when this was going to happen. I just heard that, and that was it. And in addition to that, God has also followed suit with a couple of other words to me concerning XRP. One of them being, on this day, I had this dream. And in this dream, I was standing in front of what seems to be like an old abandoned gym. And at the far right end of the field of my vision, I saw a boxing ring with 2 boxers inside and a couple of spectators who were actually fighting. Then I saw the popular celebrity. Sylvester Stallone, the popularly known Rambo. He walked past by and he went towards the gym. He opened the gym, and we went in together. We had a couple of discussions about different subjects. I can't really tell exactly what it was, and did a couple of activities. I can't really tell exactly, but what marked me was that when I was about to exit, three things marked me. First of all, I heard that XRP is going to have the last move. Those were the words I heard. XRP will have the last move. And at the time, I couldn't really understand all of what was playing out, but later on I did. And secondly, I saw the symbol. I saw that symbol of XRP, which is the like the X. And at that particular time, I didn't really know that there was such a difference between Ripple and XRP. In fact, Ripple is a company, and XRP is the blockchain technology that owned by that particular company, and it is actually known as XRP. They are the ones that issue the coin XRP. So I didn't really know exactly that difference. I knew for sure that there was a difference, but not to the extent of them having two different logos. So I always knew that the logo of Ripple, which is the logo that seems to be like that, you know, that nice shape of a flower with large petals that seem to grow from the center to the outside. Yeah, so that is what I always thought that it was, until that day when I saw that. Then when I woke up and did a couple of research, I noticed that there was actually that much of a difference between both of them, though one is a product of a particular entity. Now, apart from that, when I saw that logo, I heard that XRP the Rocky Balboa, and then I exited from that dream. Now, I didn't really understand all of this. I couldn't really figure out all of this, because first of all, XRP hitting 3,000 didn't really make sense, because when you look at the amount of supply of the coins, is about 100 billion, and for one to work up to that amount, it was really crazy. But one thing I know, or one thing I knew at the time, was the fact that God speaks to us, particularly in areas and subjects that we can really not believe it. And that is why the Bible says that we walk by faith and not by sight. So we walk with God by faith and not by sight. Fast forward to after I woke up from the second dream, I knew about Rocky Balboa, because when I was around the age of 7 to 10, I actually watched a movie. Watched the movie Rocky Balboa, which the main character is being played by Sylvester Stallone. But I don't have any memories of that. In fact, I can't even remember any scene in the movie, and I didn't even know that there were a couple of other parts after that. It's actually a trilogy. So when I woke up, I typed in what I just seen, XRP the Rocky Balboa, and amazingly, I stumbled upon an article which had that same title. This article I stumbled upon was quite in line with what I had just seen, because the content was quite in line with Rocky Balboa. That's the storyline of the trilogy Rocky Balboa, which was always the fact that Sylvester Stallone in the movie as Rocky Balboa, he will always come in as an underdog, but at the end of the day, he always had the last move. And that is what kept giving him the victory in all the various parts of the trilogy. That is exactly when I began to understand what I had seen. I was now getting a full picture of all what I had seen. In fact, because I later on got to find out about the case that is between the SEC and Ripple. At the time when I just had the dream, I actually thought that perhaps it was about Ripple and in fact XRP, and maybe another coin that was a major coin like Ethereum or Bitcoin itself. But later on, I began to understand that this was about the case that it's currently having. And in that ring, that the two people I saw fighting in the ring was actually Ripple and the SEC, and that at the end of the day, Ripple is going to have that last move. Now, at the time when I saw this, the situation was not even as it is right now, because at the time, almost everyone was saying that the case is not going to go Ripple's way, because the SEC is a very powerful institution, federal institution in the United States, and most of the companies that it comes against with lawsuits are either crushed, or perhaps they end up having a slap on the wrist and they are fined. And most of the times business after facing the SEC is always a downtrend. Now, this brings me to another part of what God showed me. And God was explaining to me a couple of months back that what we are seeing as the case between the SEC and Ripple Labs is actually smoke screen by the global elite, and the purpose is to prevent the average income earner, the middle class income earner, particularly United States, from being able to accumulate XRP. When you look at when we look at the case, certain things have happened. First of all, the price of XRP had to shrink a lot, and it has stayed within a very tight range. This alone has caused a lot of average income earners, who are mostly those who don't have sound financial understanding or investment understanding, have less access to trivial information. It has caused them to be afraid. It has caused fear and panic, and most of them have sold, if not sold, at least if not sold all of their cryptocurrency, of their XRP holdings, at least a huge part of it. And apart from that, it also caused a lot of exchanges to delist XRP. And in delisting XRP, what has happened is that it has become much more difficult for the average person to access it, because you have major exchanges like Coinbase. They've all delisted, and so it makes it difficult for the average person to have access to XRP. But for those who are actually tech savvy, cryptocurrency savvy, and all that, what this case is also achieving as a smokescreen is the fact that the attention of a lot of people are shifted. The attention of so many people are shifted towards what is happening in the courtrooms, whereas XRP is taking over. It's really taking over. I'm going to, in subsequent videos, I'm going to be bringing a couple of information which I've come across that is not based on what God said to me, but there are much more confirmations of what God said to me about where XRP is going. Because XRP is going to be some sort of a global, I'm not going to say global currency, because God hasn't really spoken to me about that, but it's going to be much more like a global system of settling payments, okay? And that is what trillions upon trillions of dollars, and even in the realms of quadrillions of dollars. It's my personal belief that we are about to see the end of this case, and when this occurs, I believe that XRP is going to come out victorious, and there's going to be an explosion in the value of XRP. A single XRP sits at about $1 right now, and the Lord told me that it's going to hit 3,000. What time frame, I don't know. Therefore, there is still a lot of room for it to grow, and enough time for anyone to position himself in order to be part of this move, part of this world transfer. Now, whatever information I'm giving out, I'm not offering financial advice or investment advice, because I'm not a qualified person for that. Nevertheless, whatever I'm giving out is just for information purpose based on what the Lord told me. Thank you for your time, and in subsequent videos I'm going to be explaining the possibility of these unfolding, and also bringing whatever word that the Lord speaks to me. I'll be bringing it live. If this video has been informative to you and of use to you, please remember to like the video and also to subscribe, so that whenever I upload such contents, you get notified as early as possible. And also, do not forget to share it, because there's somebody out there who I may not be able to reach, who is also in need, who God wants this information to reach the person, and you are in connection with that person, but I don't have a connection with that person, and you sharing it will simply help the person to get access to this information. That's it. I love you guys, and see you in the next video. Till then, God bless you, and bye-bye.